Hey, hi everyone. I'm at this side. I am one of the front-end engineers at Brevo, and Brevo is an email marketing platform and a CRM suite. So today we are going to discuss about automated performance monitoring of front-end applications. Uh, Okay, so this is the journey that we are going to cover today, that why performance monitoring, blueprinting for performance monitoring, performance measurements using Lighthouse CI, and improving metrics through production monitoring. It's basically the journey, right? The need, the designing of an ecosystem, the solution that we found out, and how it helped us to improve the metrics. So why performance monitoring? Does anybody? Okay. It's simple, guys. It's hot fixes and bugs. You don't want your clients, to face the bugs before you try to catch it, right? Uh, I think everybody has faced this challenge when it comes to measure the performance of an application, especially when you are working on different kind of architectures, following different development and deployment practices, working on private and public pages. But we are building system, right? We are making continuous improvements. But how are we ensuring that are we delivering the true user experience? Are all our efforts performing well out there for the real users? That is why we need performance monitoring. And when we talk about user experience, is it even possible to measure it? Well, it's an experience, right? It consists of different phases. So, well, there are some approaches. There is a quantitative approach, there are qualitative approach, there is a behavioral approach, and there is a cognitive approach. So, if we talk about quantitative approaches, these are basically your page speed scores, your task success rates, your customer satisfaction scores. And if we talk about your qualitative approaches, it's basically your surveys, behaviors, and questionnaires. And if we talk about behavioral approach, it's your session recordings, your A to B testing. So basically, behavioral data platforms like FullStory and Hotjar helps you to get that. And then there is a cognitive approach, that how well you have designed your features, that it's not adding any mental load on the user's end. They are finding it easy to interact with those features. So let's take an example of loading of an application, right? It's a first user experience when a user enters into your crafted systems. And it is something that cannot be measured in a single moment, right? It's a journey that a user is going through. And this journey consists of different type of phases, especially when we are relating it to an experience. It has to be of different stages, right? It's something that cannot be, one metric cannot fully satisfy the performance of a page. So this consists of different phases, like the speed of your application, the stability of your application, the smoothness of the application, or the responsiveness of the application. So all these different stages corresponds to different set of metrics. And all these metrics has different weightages. And if you combine all these, I say the matrices, you have an aggregated score on the basis of which you'll be able to measure your performance more comprehensively. So, and we go by the phrase, right? First impression is always the last impression. So we have to give it a broader view, right? So now what performance monitoring seems to us? It's like scanning of the whole system, right? Just like an X-ray machine detecting the fractures in the body, right? You're identifying your metrics. But human tendencies, we need more. We don't want to limit ourselves just with an X-ray machine. We need an MRI, right? That could even point out the elements that are causing the downfall of your pages. The desires definitely grow, right? We need automated ways that could help us pre-identifying the issues before we ship anything onto the production. We even think of the ways like a crash reported to a user must be informed to us. So this brings us to set up the strong foundation of performance monitoring, a well-designed ecosystem for performance monitoring. So here are some certain actions that needs to be involved. It's benchmarking your performance insights. It's collecting your real world and your lab data, tracking your data over the various tools, and understanding your key speed matrices where you want to quantify your user experience. This requires certain key performance indicators, right? You have to measure the data, right? And this requires your web vitals, so your CLS, your LCPs, your INP. Then there are error rates. It's basically the frequency of errors against a time threshold. Then there is user experience matrices that can be obtained through behavioral data platforms. Then there are conversion rates. It can be obtained from your customer satisfaction scores. Then there is a response time. It's basically an API taking time to respond to a particular action. So everything we are discussing in terms of data, right? And in market, there are different types of data tools. And each tool provides different types of data. So the classification of tools are done on the basis of data that they provide. So there is lab data, there is field data, and there is lab and field data both. So the purpose of lab data, the lab data is something that is generated under a controlled environment with a predefined set of network. You can say, just when you run Lighthouse on your system, right? It's basically a lab environment only. And then there is a field data. Field data is actually your real monitoring data, you can say. It's actual users visiting your websites, measuring the given set of matrices, right? But field data, it's actually the actual reflection of your application performing out there for real, performing out there in the field, right? And if we talk about lab data, right? So there are tools like Lighthouse Engine that provides you lab data. Then there is field data that's been provided by Elastic, Dynatrace, Datadog, and there are some tools that provide your lab and field data both. So lab data, PageSpeed Insights internally uses Lighthouse Engine API only for the lab data, and for the field data, it uses Crux APIs. It's limited to Chrome, and it's for the public pages only. It's very hard, right? A lot of tools are there to to collect the data, but it's fine to it's hard to pick one. So there are definitely challenges involved in this journey. So first of all, it's the tool selection only. And second is your integration complexity. Sometimes tools that you opt for your application may not become the reason of your performance overhead. I would say costing and scalability are two things that both go hand in hand together. Scalability of a tool sometimes depends upon the costing decisions that you take, but a system should be efficient enough so when a large number of traffic hits to your website, it shouldn't go down. Last but not the least is the data management, because everything is around the data only, and every decision that we are going to make is on the basis of the data that we get. So before moving to the next step, I'd like to bring your attention to this phrase that we are solving a business problem here, right? Not just technical challenge. So it's the truth. Every efforts that we are making today in order to improve our application, it should be aligned with the broader business goals. It's every solutions that we are driving today, it should be driving our business values. So our use case was around logged-in pages. And first, we wanted to improve the loading journey of our users. And second, we work in a micro front-end environment where on a single page, different part of the products contributes. And the approach we took was we integrated Lighthouse and Puppeteer into our CI/CD pipelines as a part of our development or monitoring process. And second was the cron jobs. So here's the CI/CD pipeline. The workflow gets triggered on a pull request event, which is followed by the build process. In our case, we are using Cloudflare, which gives us a preview URL. We are leveraging that preview URL and the accounts and the URLs So the data on the accounts has been mimicked from the field environment only, and the configurations are also mimicked from the field environment. We are using that particular data, analyzing our URLs on the X times based on the configurations. There is an assertion reports generated that is attached to your PRs, and then there is a benchmarking, right? It can be as per your use cases. On the basis of that, you'll be able to merge your PR, or you can block it until there is fixes required, right? Now, next is the schedulers that works in a collective environment. So we have created our own Lighthouse automation workflow, which gets triggered on a defined schedule times. It also takes the right set of accounts and all the product URLs, which is followed by the same installing dependencies process, running the Lighthouse configuration as per your configuration, as per your use cases, collecting and committing the results, and saving it to an external storage. So in our case, we are using Metabase, and Metabase is an analytical tool that helps you to perform analytics over it. So having these two practices integrated into our system, how it helped us improving metrics. So here are some insights that we gathered. We were able to identify the low performing pages, drilling down into specific matrices, having the idea that how each and every metric work helps us to prioritize which area needs to be fixed, getting instant alerts to identify the pain areas. It was basically any URL that is not performing up to the mark, we were getting the alerts on the channels. Then our solution was scalable for various network latencies. And last but not the least is the data-driven approach to make the informed decisions. So here's the result. Having first time when we recorded this data, when we first integrated this, back in September 2023, only 15% of URLs were meeting the ELIT score of 90. It was quite hard for us to digest that. And today we are somewhere at 70% of our URLs are meeting ELIT score of 90. And as a developer, I understand the pain because it's easy to go from 50 to 90, but it's hard to go from 88 to 90. So here's the reflection to our URLs that are meeting the ELIT score of 88. So it's around 91%. And the drop that you see over here, it helps us to identify that there was something that went wrong in the whole micro front-end environment. It could be a GTM issue, like because it's integrated into your global environment and it appends the script which is triggered on all the parts of the product. And it could be a component issue that could be integrated into your global container. So this helped us to improve a lot. It helps us to achieve new mindset, new rules regarding the performance optimizations. So I'd like to now pause here and would like to thank everyone for attending the talk. Thank you.